Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are doing one of my favorite things, which of course is guessing the plots to movies based solely on the trailer. We've done Best Picture nominees. We've done summer horror movies. Today we are doing a24 movies. This is like a24 recent releases edition. I tried to pick ones that had recently come out or at least come out in like the last year. I don't think I've ever seen an a24 movie that I haven't liked, but I haven't seen that many a24 movies. I know that a24 has a vibe of being pretty weird. So if you haven't seen one of these videos before, we're going to watch the trailer, lock in our predictions, and then check the plot synopsis to find out what actually happened. So if you don't want any spoilers after I make my prediction, you can just skip to the next section. Okay, that's all I have to say. Let's get started. First up, we have Death of a Unicorn.
I get this feeling I don't think we're supposed to be here.
Not the vape, not the vape.
What happened? You walked from the airport or what?
It's perfect timing.
They crashed into a unicorn.
I need you to act like everything is fine.
So are they hiding that they killed a unicorn because this is a nature reserve and they think they're going to be in trouble for killing something?
Are rare.
I don't know. This
What
cast
exactly
is
are you saying
crazy.
this is, though?
I think we know exactly what it is. It's a fucking unicorn.
So they don't know that it's a unicorn.
I don't think I should be in swim shorts for this moment.
Whatever it is, it seems to be the cure for cancer.
Cancer? That's the biggest one.
That's the biggest one. I already know he would be my favorite character. Will Poulter. I love that guy.
We need to give the little one back. Okay, bad things will happen.
That is so funny. So the one they killed was like the baby, and now like the adult is coming after them. It's like Jurassic Park. I can't. Wait. That looks so good. Maybe I should watch this one. That looks so good. In my defense though, in every trailer guessing movie so far, when I've been like, oh, I'm gonna watch this one, I haven't watched it yet. I'm just in a mood where I can only like rewatch comforting things right now. But that looked so good. That was a good trailer too. I feel like it gave you the vibe that it's gonna be like I feel like at the beginning you think it's gonna be kind of serious, and then it's very clear very fast, especially with the music, that it's gonna be like funny and silly. And like I just keep seeing the Jurassic Park scene in my mind with the unicorn and Jenna Ortega. That's like in Jurassic Park when it's like the T-Rex and the person, and I just feel like that's so funny. See, I don't really watch enough horror to be able to identify like if this would actually be like a silly horror movie or if it's gonna be more comedy. And now I have to predict. It's the whole point of this. Okay, here are the facts. Jenna Ortega and her dad, I think that's her dad, are gonna be the main characters because we followed them into this world and they are the ones who kill the unicorn. Some pharmaceutical people own this like nature reserve and they're going there for whatever reason. They kill the unicorn. They're like, oh my god, that's a unicorn. I feel like we will be in trouble. That's got to be like some sort of protected species. We can't tell anyone. This is a nature reserve. The people will literally freak out. Solution: they hide the unicorn in the trunk of their car. They get to the nature place with the people that they're meeting. Somehow it comes out that they hit a unicorn. Everyone's looking at it. They're like, okay, this is crazy. We need to like dissect and examine this. Good thing we are on a literal nature reserve. Called the science team. Call the scientists in here. The scientists start looking at the unicorn, doing tests, dissecting it. So I guess like taking its blood and injecting it into people and animals that have cancer, and then they realize that it cures cancer, and then everyone's like, oh my god, we have the cure for cancer, we're gonna be so rich. I'm assuming when that guy was like, I've never felt more alive, I didn't take that as like he's like never felt more alive because he's gonna get all this money. I took that as like they gave him some of the unicorn blood or something, and it like healed him and made him feel good and youthful. I feel like unicorn blood is similar to like vampire blood, where it's like if you drink it, it just like heals you and makes you young. You know, in every vampire movie, you know, it heals you of your stuff. Like in Midnight Mass, where everyone is literally getting younger. It could be something like that too, but with unicorn blood. Because what's more realistic, like a vampire or a unicorn? I would actually probably say vampire. Okay, now the tough part that I was kind of just telling you everything they showed us. What the heck, how is this gonna end? Plot twist, the unicorn they killed, that is like the stereotypical like white, cute, pretty unicorn, was actually like a baby. This like black scary one with crazy teeth is like the adult unicorn, and it's like, oh my god, you killed my child and now you're literally dissecting its corpse. I'm gonna come kill you guys, which like fair enough, because who wouldn't if put in that same situation. This unicorn comes, we see it's literally killing the scientists. It's outside the tent. The silhouette is so big and scary. We can see its teeth are literally huge. Its face is like what, 4 times the size of Jenna Ortega's face. The unicorn is gonna attack them. Who's gonna die? I think everyone except Jenna Ortega, her dad, and I don't want Will Poulter to die. I feel like in Jurassic Park, usually the like kind, endearing characters survive and like the greedy, evil ones die. And based on this trailer, he seems like a good, kind-hearted, like funny guy. However, if it turns out that he like is down to exploit the unicorns for money or something, then I do think that he will die. And I think it will be Jenna Ortega and her dad at the end who are like, we started this, we have to finish it. It deserves to live in peace, and like we can't exploit it like this. I feel like that's how it's gonna end. I feel like Jenna Ortega and her dad are going to like take the white unicorn's body and like put it out in the road, or take it back to a certain spot in the wilderness and like offer it back to the adult unicorn as a peace offering. Was I correct? I am so sorry, but I'm not gonna look up spoilers for this one. But let's look up, I mean, did people like it? Okay, so it got a 54% from critics and a 77% from... Okay, I mean, you can tell that I'm probably right just from the little thing right here. So Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega, father and daughter, accidentally hit and kill a unicorn. Okay, so they're going to, it's a retreat. That's why they're there for the weekend. And Paul Rudd's billionaire boss, Richard E. Grant, seeks to exploit the creature's miraculous curative properties. Okay, so I do think that it can like heal. So I mean, above average on both ratings, I would say. So I feel like I'm just going to have to watch this. And if you've already seen it, did you like it? Am I close? Okay, that was Death of a Unicorn. Next, Warfare. Warfare, you know, that movie with like every guy. The movie with every guy. I mean, I can tell you without watching the trailer, I think this is going to be about warfare. Soldiers in warfare. Oh my gosh, Will Poulter's in this one too? I love that guy. I should rewatch Maze Runner. Iraq 2006. Something bad's about to happen.
He's back.
Redman 08 is profane.
So a real war veteran wrote and directed it? This is real?
Coming to you or you coming to us?
Stand by. We'll let you know when we're inbound.
So they're trapped until...
3 minutes out! 3 minutes! 2 minutes out! 2 minutes!
Where are you guys?
Look for the blood in the smoke! 1 minute out!
We have enemy on our building and all surrounding buildings.
I will not be watching this one. I think it is interesting that they had an actual Iraq war veteran writing this movie. and they're saying like it's all based on his memory, but how traumatic for him to relive these experiences and then like see them play out on the big screen. I feel like that wouldn't be cathartic. I feel like that would be like reliving your past trauma, because that was traumatic. And with everything going on, at least with the United States right now, I feel like it's a bit radical to say I don't like war. Both of my grandpas were veterans and both of my grandmas were nurses in wars, and I have uncles who were veterans, and I just can't even imagine. And I'm so grateful right now, like I mean, yes, there is a lot of stuff wrong in the world, but like I'm not living in a war zone. Very grateful for that. But when I watch war movies, I am just so, it's too emotional for me. Like, I know that's kind of the point, I guess. I feel like this was definitely, I'm not gonna go on a rant, I'm going to stop. It feels weird guessing the plot for this movie because it's a true story, like a man's true lived experience. Okay, let's start with the facts. We're in Iraq in 2006. This is clearly like one unit of American soldiers. I am assuming they're just kind of like staking out this house. It didn't seem at the beginning like they felt like they were in active danger. I mean, like there was a new guy with them. So I don't really know how the ranks work in the military, but I would assume they wouldn't send a new guy on a super important mission. I feel like they were just like, oh, it's so chill. We're just like staking out this house. They see that guy on the roof and they're like, yeah, man, this is like the third time he's been doing this. No one's super concerned. They're all just like sitting around the house waiting. Well, suddenly things are going bad and suddenly they're surrounded, and I don't know if there was like a bomb or a grenade or if people were just shooting in that house, but people are injured. Okay, it looked like either Joseph Quinn or Cosmo Jarvis had quite a severe injury to both legs that prevents him from being moved. I feel like they are gonna end up leaving him. Man, this cast is crazy. There's so many people in it. They contact their leaders after the first wave of attacks has kind of finished and they have a moment to like breathe and assess. When they're counting down, they're like 3 minutes out, 2 minutes out, 1 minute out. I couldn't tell if that was like, okay, help is on the way, but you have to get to this certain location by the time they're there, otherwise they can't pick you up. So when it's like 3 minutes out, okay, you have 3 minutes to get to this like pickup spot. Or if it was, there's a scheduled like bombing attack in that area. The plane that we saw in this video, like the plane is coming to bomb or do something, and it's like 3 minutes out, 2 minutes out. And so the countdown is for them to get out of the area. Either way, big sense of urgency. They have to get somewhere by a particular time, and it's minutes. Will Poulter looks like the leader. So they do like get out to the street. Oh, but then they blow up the tank. We'll let you know when we're inbound. Okay, so it is the first thing. Man, sorry, I was just like so shaken up that I can't even like pay attention the first time I watch. Okay, so Will Poulter is the leader of the unit. They're like, we need help. We left our last known position. We need you to come get us because we've been attacked and we have severely wounded. And they're like, okay, we'll let you know when we're there. So I think it is them having to get to like a meeting point, or even if they don't have to leave, like survive until help can get there. Oh my gosh, so scary. I just can't watch war movies because it's like, it's not really like a horror movie where it's like, oh, this is like made up, this could never happen or something. It's like, no, this is real. This is happening right now. Anyway, that was my prediction. Not very good because I don't know. I think it's all gonna be sad. Anyway, let's read the plot synopsis and see what this movie's actually about. Okay, so they're Navy SEALs. Well, I didn't think the house was important. I thought the house was like abandoned. So there was a battle. This is a Navy SEAL platoon. They take control of a house, which I'm assuming is the house that they were in, and it's a market across the street that they're like monitoring. Okay, so they aren't actively in the battle. They're providing overwatch for a marine operation. Got it. Looks like there's families in the house as well. It is a grenade that gets thrown into the house. And it was the guy that I guessed, Cosmo Jarvis. He plays the character Elliot, who's the sniper. It is him who has the leg injury, like we saw in the trailer. Okay, so after the grenade is thrown, they're trying to get to their M2 Bradley, which I think was that tank. Well, as they drop the ramp, a bomb goes off, and one of their translators is killed, and 2 more people are wounded. Oh my gosh. Sam and Elliot are seriously wounded, and so they're trying to help them. Since there's fighting in the street, no one can come get them. Like, the plane can't come and get them. Another group finally gets to them, but they request a medical evacuation, and it's denied because they call it an IED. I don't know what that is. I'm assuming that's like a bomb. They think there's going to be an IED attack. So that's great. That's great. Just leave them there. That's great. Okay, well, eventually the soldiers leave. It seems like an interesting ending, though, because apparently both of the families who live in the house, there was a family on the bottom floor and a family on the top floor, had just been like shoved into rooms during all of that. The Navy SEALs leave, and now there are like dead bodies in their house. That's crazy. Did people like this movie? I haven't heard anything about it. 93% from critics and audiences. That is crazy. I wasn't expecting it to be so high. I guess people love war movies. Next, something fun, I think. I saw The TV Glow. I feel like I saw the teaser for this. Nothing else. I haven't heard anything else about it.
I don't want to alarm you. Do you remember a TV show we used to watch together? It was called...
The Pink Opaque?
Yeah. Do you watch? Each episode, they help each other fight a new monster from across the county. Ours. Sometimes the Pink Opaque feels more real than real life.
Maddie, it was a TV show.
Are you sure that's all it was?
It's our destiny.
How can I have a destiny?
Something's wrong. This isn't how life is supposed to feel.
Maddie disappeared without a trace. All they found was her TV set burning in the backyard. What if I really was someone else? Very far away on the other side of a television screen.
Visually, that looks really good, but that looks really weird. Looks like we have our 2 main characters, girl and boy, because I don't know their names. They both seem like kind of outcasts. The boy seems like nerdy, and he's like, I just like TV shows. And the girl seems kind of like alternative, and that's not okay to be if you're a girl, so of course people don't like her. Oh, produced by Emma Stone. Okay, lock in. They bond and become friends because they watch the same like obscure, scary TV show called The Pink Opaque, which is about these 2 girls who fight a new monster of the week every week. That sounds like such a fun show. The girl starts feeling like her real life isn't real. She feels like the TV show is real. And I think she's trying to convince the boy, like, maybe we were someone else. Or someone said, like, maybe I was someone else. Maybe we were someone else. I think she's trying to convince him that they actually are the characters in the TV show. And oh, she disappeared with her TV on fire. What's that movie? The Ring, where the scary monster comes out of the TV. Maybe this is the people go into the TV. Because we literally saw at the end, the guy had his head stuck in the TV and like there were lights and sparking and whatever. I don't feel like you could shove your head into a TV like that. I guess I don't know. What is on the back of a box TV? Because like flat screen, all screen. A box TV, I guess I assumed it was also all screen. Maybe it's screen and then wires. But I don't want to believe that if he shoved his head into the TV in like real life and was getting electrocuted, that they would show that in the trailer. Because that feels like it would be like a crazy twist to be like, oh, actually everything was fake. Like he's just dying now. That feels like really dark to put in a trailer, but maybe that's just the vibe of this movie. I want to choose to believe that they can enter the TV and he stuck his head into the TV and was like in another world, and then it was like his dad or someone trying to pull him out, because obviously that looks crazy. Those are the facts. The final fact is that that girl went missing and her TV, they just found a TV in flames. So maybe as you go into the TV, it sparks, and then when you're all the way through, up in flames, so you can't come back. Wait, I feel like that could be right. I feel like that could be right for real. I don't think they're going to have a romance because she said she likes girls and he said he just likes TV shows. Even though I think they are going to have like a good friendship vibe, the outcasts always find each other. Two outcasts coming together over their shared love of an obscure TV show. It's a tale as old as time. I feel like I am always too general with these because there's always like minuscule details and things that happen that I just never would have guessed, because it's like, okay, you know what, hold on, let's really think about this, because would that be an interesting movie? I feel like I'm missing a huge chunk of information here, because if the whole movie is them just being like, oh, I think like the TV is real life and this isn't real life. I guess I didn't talk about that. Even if they could enter the TV, that wouldn't explain why they were like feeling called to enter the TV, you know? So maybe the TV show is cursed? That feels too straightforward though. But like if the TV show was cursed and then it's like very obscure, it's really scary, so not a lot of people can watch it, but the people who can watch it, like, but maybe it's just like a metaphor for obsession or like a parasocial relationship. What if it's a metaphor for a parasocial relationship and the girl is like in love with the TV characters or thinks they're her friends or something? I wouldn't know anything about that. I wouldn't know anything about parasocial relationships. That would be interesting. But then she would be right if she actually went into the TV. So I'm going to have to pick. It could literally be anything. It could be like parallel universe. What if it's them, the two main characters, in a parallel universe? I don't think so. I think that the girl disappeared, so she obviously had to have gone into the TV show, I feel like. So I'm going to lock in that it is a bit of a curse. If you watch the TV show, you like become obsessed and you start thinking that that's like your real life, and then you have to go into the show, and then maybe you become the character until the next person goes in. That feels a little crazy, but I really, that's a good trailer because it's like you get the vibe, but you don't get like what's going on. Okay, well, right off the bat, we have possibly some important information. In the show, The Pink Opaque, it follows Isabel and Tara, and they have a psychic connection that they use to fight the supervillain. It's not Monsters of the Week. It's a supervillain named Mr. Melancholy who has the power to warp time and reality. Okay, well, can I change my vote? I feel like Mr. Melancholy is like the big bad, like the big villain of the whole thing. And maybe he warps the viewer's reality to get them to like come into the show so he can like evil them. So yes, Owen and Maddie, the two main characters, bond over watching the show. And even as kids, Maddie feels really connected to it, and she says that it feels more real than her real life. 2 years later, Maddie is crying and she says she's gonna run away, which again, maybe that would have been important information to base my guess off of. And then I could have just said, oh, she probably didn't go into the TV, she probably just ran away. Anyway, she tells Owen that she's gonna run away, but he can't do it. And then his mother dies, Maddie goes missing, and the pink opaque is canceled after 5 seasons. Literally try saying that 5 times fast. The pink opaque, the pink opaque, the pink opaque, the pink opaque, but that's not fast enough. The pink opaque, the pink opaque, the pink opaque, blah, blah, blah. And now it's 2006. So 8 years later, maybe? Oh, so Maddie comes back after she really did run away, and then he comes back. She comes back to talk to Owen. Okay, so she says that she spent the last 8 years in the show. She tells Owen to rewatch the final episode. And in this episode, Mr. Melancholy captures Isabella and Tara and imprisons their consciousness in a pocket universe known as the Midnight Realm, which bears a strong resemblance to the real world. Mr. Melancholy's minions bury Isabel and Tara alive, and then the episode abruptly ends. Owen has a nervous breakdown. Oh! He has a nervous breakdown, and he does attempt to smash his head through the TV. So that is what we saw. I was way off. I was like, oh, there's no way they would show us that in the trailer if he really was trying to kill himself. That's exactly what they were doing. It was like reverse psychology to get me to think that he was going through the TV. Well, can I change my guess right now? I think that the show is real, and the two of them, Maddie and Owen, are Isabel and Tara, and their consciousness is trapped in a pocket universe. Okay? That's my new guess. I'm locking it in. Maddie comes back to Owen. She tells him that after she ran away, she still felt empty and unsatisfied, so she had someone bury her alive. Then, after suffocating, she woke in the pink opaque as Tara. I can't count that as a win because I needed so much context before I could guess what was going on. Okay, that's very cool. Okay, so she tells Owen that this is the bad place. They are in the Midnight Realm, and she is Tara and he is Isabel. And the memories of their real lives have manifested as episodes of a TV show, The Pink Opaque. Maddie then encourages Owen to allow her to bury him alive so that they may return to their reality. If someone actually, I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. Their TV show characters. And I don't know if I could go through with that either. I can't even blame Owen for that. Yeah, so he decides that he's not going to be buried alive, fends her off, rushes home, never sees her again. But then he has to keep living his life thinking, is this even my real life? Or am I meant to be, a character in a TV show? Okay, a couple years later, he rewatches The Pink Opaque on a streaming service, but it seems more juvenile than he remembered. And there's a different cast of characters. Weird. So, obviously it's a different show, right? If it's a different cast of characters. And then over the next few years, his depression and his asthma get worse. 16 years after that, Owen is working a child's birthday party. He starts screaming. We saw that in the trailer. He starts screaming that he's dying and begs for help, but nobody reacts. And then he locks himself in the bathroom and cuts his chest open with a box cutter, smiling when he sees a TV screen playing The Pink Opaque inside. He returns to work and offers timid apologies for his outbursts to partygoers who don't seem to notice him. He cuts his chest open. There's a TV playing The Pink Opaque inside of him, and then he goes back to work and no one notices him. Wow, it got 84% from critics and only 71% from audiences. I feel like it's rare for critics to give a movie a higher score than audiences. I want to know what that ending means. Because, were they in the TV show? Because I keep reading this stuff and it says it's so hopeful, like he fully embraced himself. And then other people are like, even though he knows that he's a TV show character, or like he knows that he belongs in a different world, he is like comfortable in this depressing, mundane world. So he's just gonna stay here because it's easier. That's kind of how I took it. I don't see how him going back to the party after seeing like his true identity is hopeful. Seems sad. Definitely an interesting movie though. I mean, even though I spoiled it for myself, I feel like I don't really know anything about it. And aren't those the best movies? I love watching a movie where I have to look up like video essays after to see what other people like thought things meant, because it's like I know what I think and I know how I interpreted it, but what do you guys think? Next, The Legend of Ochi. This came out 8 months ago. Oh, the trailer came out 8 months ago. I think I saw the trailer.
I was born on a small island in the Black Sea. There are bears and wolves and something else.
Your parents have offered you to this cause.
The ochi.
The Ochi. Oh, she finds a little baby Ochi.
You're not like they say.
Yuri, what is this?
I'm taking him home.
They'll be torn apart. They can't be our pets.
He's my friend.
Yuri! I'm coming for you!
Stay close by my side. Just trust me.
Okay, I'm definitely getting aesthetically Moonrise Kingdom. Plot-wise, I'm definitely getting E.T. These kids are at like a camp in the mountains, some sort of corrective facility. It seems like, oh, your parents sent you here to like discipline you and work towards a cause and whatever. And the cause is like killing Ochi, I guess, because they think they're like dangerous demon that haunt the woods or haunt the mountain. And this girl stumbles across, I'm assuming a baby one because it's really small, and she's like, oh my gosh, you're not what they say, because she's so open-minded. She puts it in her bag and she says, I'm taking you home back to the mountains. How did it get there? Okay, I think she took it to save it from her group, like finding it and killing it. She hid it in her backpack and now she's like, I'm gonna take you home. Okay, she takes it back on a journey, but also like how is one girl going to trek through the mountains alone with this animal? She doesn't have to, because William Dafoe and Finn Wolfhard and other side characters decide that she has been kidnapped. Oh my gosh, she's been kidnapped by an ochi, because he finds the hair and he finds like blood, and that is a little suspicious. Like, I'll give him that. That's suspicious. So they are giving chase. They are hot on their trail to get the girl back. It seems to me like a classic little fantasy coming of age movie where by the end, the adults and the kids are going to realize that they were wrong and prejudiced against these like demon monsters. Kind of like How to Train Your Dragon, I feel like, where everyone thinks one thing about dragons, but then, you know, thanks to one kid, everyone is going to realize, like, oh, the ochi aren't monsters, and, like, we can all live peacefully. And then they're all going to live peacefully, and she comes across that lady in the woods who's like, oh, you can't keep them as a pet. But I feel like they could live peacefully, like ochi over here, humans over here, and visit each other maybe. That's all I have to say about that one. I mean, I know I'm giving a very general thing, but to some extent it does seem kind of like straightforward. Why can I not find a plot synopsis on this? It's kind of like in the trailer. Yuri is a shy farm girl and she's raised to fear the ochi, but then she finds a wounded baby ochi, so that's why it was bleeding, and it was a baby. She defies her father's teachings. Was her father William Dafoe? Embarks on a perilous journey to return the creature to its family. Oh, and that lady was her estranged mother. She reconnects with her estranged mother and confronts truths about her family's past. Seems like she has parent problems, and so I love a good like metaphor in a movie where you think the journey is one thing but it's actually symbolizing this totally different thing. She is taking this child to like reconnect it back with its parents, and at the same time it sounds like she is reconnecting with her parents. I love it. And they used puppetry and practical effects. Snaps for that. I love that. Okay, that was Legend of Ochi. And last, but certainly not least, the latest A24 release that I know of, The Materialists. Oh, I have heard people have opinions about this movie.
I'm a matchmaker. Give me a call if you want to meet somebody.
Dakota Johnson
deserve someone
is a
who fulfills all
matchmaker.
of my criteria.
Nothing over 20 BMI.
I don't want someone who likes cats. I'm trying to settle.
That is crazy.
Lasts
Like,
for
not
a
9
small
relationships,
drink of water.
9 marriages.
With a salary over 500 grand.
Always Mr. Right.
You deliver.
You're the matchmaker. You want a drink?
Sure. Coke and beer.
Ooh, how did he do that?
Hi, John.
She got up to hug him way too fast.
Lucy M., the Eternal Bachelorette.
I didn't know this was by the same lady who wrote Past Lives, because people loved Past Lives. I have yet to see it, but it's on my list. But I don't think that people love this movie. I think there's a twist in this because, like, you're telling me A24 is going to do, like, a real romantic comedy, and it's written by the woman who wrote Past Lives? Like, there's no way. There's something awry.
You know how to do the math, don't you? You are what we call a unicorn. Like, an impossible fantasy.
Like, too perfect.
How much is this apartment?
12 million.
12 million?
Because he's good looking and rich. Probably doesn't have roommates.
When I see your face, I see wrinkles and children that look like you.
Why does anyone even get married?
Because they're lonely and because they're hopeful.
I can tell by that trailer that she's ending up with Chris Evans. Let me be totally transparent. I watched someone rant about this movie already. So I have an idea of what happens. So spoilers will be starting right now. Before I even saw this girl rant about this movie, I knew that she was going to end up with Chris Evans. It's always the second guy in books and movies, whatever. If you think there's a love triangle, it's always the second guy. Like try it out next time. Like in a book, like it's never the first guy. Like, okay, The Hunger Games, you think Katniss is gonna end up with Gale because it's like, oh, childhood sweetheart's like my best friend. Then Peeta comes in, blows her socks off, blows Gale out of the water. Except Gale should be the one blowing because Gale is wind. I mean, technically Chris Evans is the first guy because they used to date, but within like this trailer and this movie, he is the second guy because Pedro Pascal comes in first, then Chris Evans, and it's like, oh, hey. You can't expect much from men. You really can't in this world, I don't think. At least where I live. I don't know. I feel like it would have been so fun if she had ended up with like the rich guy. Here's what I know about this movie. Dakota Johnson is a matchmaker. 9 weddings, as they said. She's going to one of the weddings. Well, the groom's brother is Pedro Pascal, and he sits down and he's like, hey girl, you're the matchmaker. And she's like, yeah, do you want me to be your matchmaker? Because you're like tall, you're attractive, you're rich, because you're that guy's brother. You're a unicorn. Like, I could find you someone so easily. And he's like, well, what if you went on a date with me? Like, what about that? And then she's like, oh, I don't know. And he's like, come on, I'll give you whatever you want. Like, right now, what do you want? And she's like, I want a Coke and beer. And then we saw Coke and beer magically show up. They're like, what? How did you do that? Oh, it wasn't you. It was Chris Evans. It was Chris Evans, your poor ex-boyfriend who knows you so well. And she's like, oh, my God. Hi, Chris Evans. Turns out the reason that they broke up, she says it's because he was poor. And I think in the movie, it's supposed to seem like they broke up because he was poor. And then the message is like, love over money. Like, you can't, you know, it's all about, like, you can't control who you love, and you can't, like, someone could check all of your boxes and still not be right for you, and someone could check none of your boxes and be right for you, which I don't know, in this capitalistic world, like, is it that unreasonable to, like, want someone who's making money? I mean, she's, like, a really established matchmaker. I don't know. She wants to, like, have someone match her level. The people on the internet think that the real reason that they broke up is because he, like, doesn't apply himself. He doesn't try. He doesn't listen to her. She just said, like, oh, it's because you're poor, as, like, a throwaway thing, but it's really all these other things you could get from, like, the subtext of the fight that they have. She sees him at the wedding. He offers to give her a ride home. So she asks him to come inside at her apartment. Like, that's a little messy, but he's like, no, I can't. He leaves. She starts dating Pedro Pascal. And he's, like, more into her than she is into him, which I really don't know how, because it's Pedro Pascal. Like, anyway, seems like everything she wants, like, she's doing the math, she's doing the equations, and it's not adding up. A lot of stuff happens with her job. She's getting sued for a bad thing that she kind of, like, inadvertently, she, like, matched two people together for her job and, like, didn't do proper background research into the man, and then something bad happened and she's getting sued by the woman, which, like, yeah, you didn't do a very good job with that one. Okay, so that's all kind of happening in the background that's making her question, like, what is love? And she's like, I've, like, matched all these people together based on this, like, equation, and, like, they were perfect for each other on paper, but, like, what if that's not enough? Like, what if the math isn't mathing? It's not adding up. So that leads her to start questioning things with Pedro. And she's like, you're rich and you're attractive. This is the life I thought I wanted, but I don't know if it's with you. And so anyway, they call things off. She goes back to Chris Evans, and he gives that speech, and he's like, I see you, when I look at you, I see you with gray hair and wrinkles and kids that look like you. That's also how I knew she was going to end up with him. It's like, oh, it's all about, it's like, money doesn't matter. It's like the future and the love. Except that money does matter, and they're living in New York City, so, like, good luck. Good luck. Turns out that Chris Evans is an actor. He wants to be a theater actor, which, like, love it. However, he's not, like, getting work, which is why he's, like, working as a caterer and he has roommates and stuff, even though he's, like, isn't he in his 40s in New York City? So it's, like, stress. That's very stressful. Turns out this whole time he was getting commercial work. Like, he was, I think, being offered, I didn't watch the movie, so I can't say for sure. I'm assuming he was being offered roles to act in commercials, which, like, you know, yeah, maybe that's not, like, the most prestigious acting, but you need money. But he was turning them down. And so that's why he was poor. And so Dakota Johnson is like, I really, like, want to be with you. And he's like, okay, I'll try a little bit harder and I'll start taking the commercial work so that I'm not, like, as poor. And then she quits her job and then they get married. So weird messages being sent with that one, but since I didn't watch it, I don't know that I can really comment on it. I can really only deliver you the information, and if you've seen it, you tell me if you liked it or not. But I feel like it makes sense because there was just no way that A24 was coming out with, like, a cute, fun rom-com. I was gonna say with a happy ending. I mean, maybe the ending is happy. Again, it's like on paper it doesn't sound good, but maybe in the world of the movie it's really good. Because things shouldn't always be based on looks. But I do feel like to some extent, like, again, I didn't watch the movie, so please take this with a grain of salt. It sounds like Dakota Johnson is, like, lowering her standards. And it seemed like she liked her job and she was really good at it. And so then to quit and get married to her ex who wouldn't step it up before to help her and be what she needed, like, at all, it sounds like. That's kind of weird. But it is difficult to, like, go away from something that feels comfortable, even if you know, like, okay, well, like, if we were to get married, we wouldn't be Oh my god. This, like, weird. I thought this was a spider crawling on my foot. I kicked over my water bottle. That's a sign for me to stop talking. I haven't even seen this movie, so, like, I can't even judge it. But I won't be seeing it because if she got with Pedro Pascal, I would see it. I don't really care to see her go with Chris Evans. I feel like we already have so many stories like that. We already have so many rom-coms where it's, like, the guy who seems great, whether he's, like, your boss, higher up at your company, has a good job, like, rich, like, has it all together, more attractive, whatever, versus the guy that is, like, actually good for you, like, your personalities actually match well and you're actually in love and blah. We have so many movies like that where she goes for, like, the good guy, you could say. I don't know, I thought it would have been interesting for them to be like, yeah, I am a materialist. We are living in a material world and I'm a material girl, so I'm gonna pick the guy who has a $12 million apartment in New York City and looks like Pedro Pascal. Those were all of the movies. I have a lot of fun editing these videos and I think they're fun to watch. However, when I'm sitting here doing them, I feel like I'm making the worst guesses possible. When I watch movie trailers, I feel like I get a sense of what's happening in the movie. Maybe it's just like certain trailers are really good at not giving anything away, because then sometimes I feel like I'm sitting here guessing and I'm just like making stuff up. The most interesting movie to me out of all of those, honestly, was I Saw the TV Glow. That one seems really cool, but let me know, have you seen any of these movies? Did you like them? Would you recommend? Would you not recommend? Feel free to comment and let me know. Like this video if you liked it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.